We good to go? We're good. Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call the order at 6:36 p.m. The Clover Garden School Board of Directors meeting for September 13th, 2022. Ms. Verakin, role and mission of the board.
Role of the board, we are entrusted to care for the current school and stay focused on the vision for the future school. No trust, no unity, no progress. The mission, Clover Garden School will foster community, generate enthusiasm, challenge students academically, produce successful citizens.
Thank you. Has everyone had a chance to review this evening's agenda? Any change? Oh,
Yeah, we do need to make one. We need to add under old business, revisiting our COVID-19 policy. That would be for a vote.
for a vote. Okay, COVID-19 policies and vote.
Thank you.
Okay, who will be presenting?
Me.
Okay, any other changes? So I have a motion to approve with the updated old business section, the agenda for this evening. Ms. Merle, a second. Ms. Foster, all in favor? Thank you. Minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from August 2022? Questions, changes? Do I have a motion to approve the August 2022 minutes? Mr. Huffines, second. Ms. Merle, all in favor? Thank you. Ms. Verakin, do we have public comment this evening? Anyone signed up?
No, ma'am.
Anyone submit through online?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Special guests, do we have any recognition this evening?
I don't believe so. I think it'll be next.
Okay. Yes, the other, yeah, okay. That takes us into finances. Ms. Simmons, the August 22 monthly budget.
Your packet. And the email last week.
Ms. Lane, have you reviewed as finance chair the budget for August?
Yes.
Are there any questions regarding the budget, August budget? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the August 2022 budget? Ms. Lane, second. Ms. Merle or Ms. Fox? Who was it? Okay. All in favor? Thank you. Okay, academics, principals report.
Actually, Ms. Spencer and Mr. Kelly.
Items of balance. All right, good evening, folks. In no particular order except alphabetical, I'm going to go through a few topics with you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have at the end. Under academics, I'm pleased to share that we have 36 juniors and seniors currently enrolled in ACC courses here on site. And according to our registrar, Mrs. Peter Miller, that equals 411 college credit hours. It's quite significant. Back, I believe it was the half day right before the break, August 26th. We had a wonderful virtual college fair here on campus. I want to thank Mrs. Dragon for putting that together and doing the legwork over the summer. It was really wonderful. We had 8 different colleges and universities available to us, and also a member of the Marine Corps. So again, it takes a lot to put an event like that together, but we're thankful for Ms. Reagan's help. Next on the list is athletics, and this is coming from Aiden Pascal. With fall sports in mind, soccer, she wanted to shout out the high participation rate for our boys teams. Currently have 20 middle school boys engaged in soccer and 19 varsity boys. So wonderful turnout, and the program should remain strong if everybody continues to stick with it and come back out year after year. In volleyball, and you can hear them out there in the gym right now, hopefully doing well. We wanted to just kind of say that the first conference match of the season, the first win was had against River Mill in an intense 5-game match. And some would say that's our rival, others would argue Charter, what is it, Chatham Charter. Yeah, one of those two is our greatest rival, so it's always nice to beat those two schools. And in cross country, we had a city-county meet that was held at Lake McIntosh, not too far down the road. We wanted to just say that 2 of the boys here at Beauregard finished in the top 10, 4th and 7th place respectively. And in a meet that was held at Pino River recently, Lucas Roney placed first in that meet. Congratulations. In attendance and enrollment, again, this is coming from our registrar. I have some data related to the first 20 days of school, which we know is very important. And our average daily membership came in at 685. And here we sit in what I believe is the start of the 7th week of school, if I'm not mistaken, and our current enrollment is 684. So we have only lost one.
Good job.
Average daily attendance during that first month of school was 641. And please keep in mind that, you know, children that were out on quarantine, right? So they do count into those absences. So 641 is well done. Joe. As of September 12th, our current enrollment, as I said, was 684, and our wait list is 528 in our lotteries. Plenty of people waiting in the wings to join us in the expansion. And lastly, before I turn it over to Mrs. Spencer, through the first 6 weeks of this school year, the average attendance rate is very healthy. It's 95.69%. So we're doing a wonderful job engaging our students and getting that here.
Good job. Thank you.
Okay, so I will continue. Good evening, everyone. So looking at fundraising, we've had a few fundraising opportunities over the past month. One being the color run, which just happened this past Saturday. We have a few photos there. The color run was to benefit our cross-country team. Had a pretty good turnout. It was our first annual, so that's great, meaning that something we have to look forward to. We had over 120 participants that signed up, which is amazing, and some great feedback was received from that. So we really are grateful to our organizers. In addition to that, we did have a cookie dough sale that was going on this past month. And today actually is the last day of that includes today with cookie sale. And currently we have the fall scholastic book fair, which the kids have been super excited. Parents have been excited as well, coming in and shopping up something. So definitely that goes on throughout the rest of this week. The last day was the 15th. And other news and highlights, Clover Garden has been recognized. We've been voted, ladies and gentlemen, as one of the top 3 finalists, okay, for Burlington News. So that's super exciting news. So we are receiving recognition for the Community's Choice Award for Best Charter. So we were in the top 3 finalists. So that's super exciting. More information will be coming out next month about that. So we can celebrate there as well. And moving down to student life, what's going on with our students? We also were able this month, to launch our peer mentorship program, which is sponsored by Mr. Graham. 24 interviews were conducted with the candidates there. They're scheduled Friday of this week for their first training, actually in this very room here. So we're looking forward to that. And then taking on some leadership roles here in the school community. Also something, coming up, this was a new initiative, our Grizzly Brew Crew. I'm trying saying that. 3 times. Brew Crew. So if you are like me, need a little kick to, kick the jump start for the day. This crew of fantastic people, and it's growing, will be helping us to get our caffeine in. And so it's, Miss Newton, it's one of her little babies that she's got going on with her 3rd period class, which is working on social skills, but also tapping into those real world experiences. So that's been great. We, that was making their delivery to me, last week. So we're all excited about that opportunity for various reasons. Also, we had another, fun, and yet sobering, but moment of appreciation. We were able to sponsor a parade of heroes. And that was last Friday. And so the elementary students were able to participate in that. And it'll kind of carry on. Mr. Feldman will kind of jump in and talk a little bit about that for the school-wide effort. But our K-5 students were able to come out and share their signs as we thank our community service workers and as we also commemorate 9/11. So it was an awesome experience. Kids were so excited, even for those that were able to say, well, yes, you know, so all, just a great way to continue to celebrate and appreciate our community. And yes, so that's it for me. Let's look out on your back. Thank
Thank you, Mrs. Spencer.
I have just 2 final items related to student life as well. Monday, I had the pleasure of chaperoning and attending the college fair at ACC, which used to be housed at Elon University. We did take 54 juniors and seniors. Somehow got them on one bus. Fortunately, I had a seat in the front so that I could get there without getting ill. But we made it, had a good time. They had representatives from over 80 colleges and universities at their fingertips. It was well attended and well appreciated, I think, from our students. So that was wonderful. I want to thank again Mrs. Miller for doing some of the legwork on getting that set up for us, and for all the chaperones and of course the bus driver, Mr. Church, and everybody to help us get there and that. Lastly, the little flyer that's coming around, and you may have seen it in the Sunday notes. I just want to bring attention to the work the student council is doing to raise school spirit and celebrate America this week with All America Week. There are theme days for student participation Monday through Friday. Red, white, blue, stars, and patriotism for Friday. So if you're gonna come around the school this week, make sure you dress appropriately. Blue's my favorite color, so I'll certainly have my blue on tomorrow. Red is not. You saw me with a shirt with red stripes on it. I did the best I could. The wardrobe is limited. We are going to also have a K-12 contest focused on citizenship, community, and patriotism. There are 3 categories students can enter and to be judged. Those include visual art, written expression, and performance art. Those contest winners will be announced at a school-wide assembly to be held on Friday, September 23rd at 1 o'clock. If you're not doing anything, please join us. We're going to have dance performances and hopefully a lot of fun. That's all I've got for it. Unless Mrs. Ray can have something else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that takes us to old business, the COVID-19 policy updates.
So, again, I will say this, but one day I won't be saying C word, okay, promise. But we did want to update this. Our health and wellness committee has gotten kicked off for this school year. And so we are dabbling in things other than COVID this year, which we're excited about. But one of the topics that was still up for discussion was our policy. So our current COVID policy, there have been some changes since we implemented that last year, okay? So the CDC did some updates, and then we took a look at our area LEAs and other schools to kind of see what they had as their policy. One of the things that was pretty consistent across the board with our, if you're positive for COVID, it's 5 days. You're out 5 days, right? That isolation period. And then when you come back, you have to wear a mask for the remaining 5. So it's still that 10-day window, okay? So that's very similar to what CDC is still recommending, as well as our counterparts around the area, same suggestions as well. One thing that we would like to change and or remove from our current policy is that currently, Covent Garden has always operated during the whole COVID season on the error on the side of caution, okay? And so one of the things that we would like to change and or edit and update for this year moving forward, this is from, like I said, Health and Wellness. This is some of the same teachers that you guys met last year, along with our school nurse. And it's so nice to have a school nurse now. She's been a very busy lady up front. We are very blessed and lucky to have her. So this is kind of coming on our recommendation. Is to remove the household contact. So right now, we isolate the entire household. So if there's a positive within the household, we send the whole family home. So, siblings and mom or dad test positive for COVID, little Johnny, little Susie, everybody has to go home. The only difference with that was that they were vaccinated. And that was the only exclusion to the rule. Vaccinations are still important, but in this case, that's kind of weeded out a little bit over time. And so what we would like to do is to drop that and no longer have that household quarantine. So the only people that we would be sending home are the people that are testing positive for COVID. So if I'm in a household and mom or dad test positive for COVID, previously and up to now, we've been sending home, the kids. We would not do that. We would ask though that the students and or staff members who are consistent, they can stay in school, but they have to have a mask for 10 days. They have to wear the mask for the duration of 10 days. But we are trying very hard to get kids at school and stay at school. And so again, that was a great procedure put in place, and we were weaning everything off last year and restrictions. So we do think this will be a positive change. I think our parents will appreciate this change as well, because that means you can send them in. The only ones you're keeping at home are the ones that are positive for COVID. So we would like to make that suggestion and recommendation. So if there is a known exposure, so like I said, just the other piece of that was, if there is a positive in my household, I know there's a positive in my household, we're still asking families to report that. That doesn't always happen. We'll be transparent with you. But we are asking that they still report that. And if there is a known exposure, if you were directly exposed within your household, things like that, then you wear masks, for those 10 days. So again, all of this is in an effort to get the kids here and stay at home. Stay here versus having to send them home for those 5 days. So that is the update / suggestion recommendation that Health and Wellness would like you guys to do. Any questions about that? This is where I was reading kind of the updates is really section 5. Ms. Angela knows me so well, she bolded it to me, made it nice and bold, just the update so that you have that. And then there is, if you go on the electronic version that's in the Google Drive documents, you can click on CDC website and take you to the updates of where she's got the isolation period, quarantine.
Any questions regarding the policy? Do I have a motion to approve the presented policy change, COVID-19 policy changes? Ms. Foster, do I have a second? Ms. Russell, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, committee updates. Governance, we're having a meeting soon on Thursday. Finance, any updates?
We're having a meeting on Friday.
Academic, any updates, Ms.
We'll be
Foster?
Meeting soon. We have to meet as a team, just got our initial benchmarks back and our intro back.
And it's early in the school year, so
Just
meetings are just getting started.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Huffine, long range planning.
Yeah, so we continue to have several meetings.
to say the least. So we
It's never stopped.
never stops. That's correct. So we had our bi-weekly, our last bi-weekly OAC, that's our owner, architect, contractor meeting. So we had, I believe that was number 6 or 7 last week. And so, and then following that meeting, we had a little signing of what we call signing of the steel ceremony,
Mhm.
where some of the LRPC members signed a piece of steel and they erected that piece of steel on the building. So that was pretty cool event that we did. Just, so progress is going pretty well. We have hit some rain, as you have all experienced. But right now through the end of August, we're 25.1% complete. And according to our contractor, we are on schedule. So we are still looking at substantial completion, mid-June, next year. And, of course, everybody can still follow the photos in your weekly message. Everybody can take a look at those, see what's going on with the progress every week. So just a few items I want to mention, and then I got a little treat for you here after this. So we still continue to pour curb and gutter. This is for the site work, backfill curb and gutter. We started the septic sewer line. We've been talking about septic system for a long time, so we actually got some of it in the ground. So that was exciting, and our well has been approved by PWS, and so currently we're waiting on them to improve our well pump house and storage tank and things like that. As far as the building, it's pretty awesome to actually see something go up in the air now. It's vertical instead of talking about horizontal stuff. So we got a lot of structural steel. We're hoping to get most of the steel done either this week or next week. So you'll see a lot of framing and bracing if you go out there and take a look at it. Obviously, along with that is underground plumbing, underground electrical. So the next few big items that we're looking at is pouring our floor slab, building floor slab, and then placing some stone and asphalt for the parking lot and driveways. So with that, I just want to run through a couple of aerial photos, some drone photos that was taken yesterday. So I don't know how you can zoom in. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the main entrance coming in. Obviously that's our building there with all the structural steel. So we made a lot of progress since our last board meeting. So you can continue to go through those slides. Obviously, you can see the curb and gutter. Trying to get that ground covered with stone and asphalt before we get into the winter time. But the rain's not on our side quite yet. The weather. You keep going. So that's the front. That's the front of the building. Just another view there. That's from the let's see, get my angle here. Yeah, that's another front. It's just on the northmost entrance driveway. It's a pretty cool shot. That's the shape of our building take place. If you're wondering what that little hole is right there, where our courtyard is, that's our. That's not a jacuzzi.
I wouldn't go sit in that, Mr.
No, please don't. So that is all the concrete that's being incorporated to the project. So the concrete trucks wash out their concrete into that pit right there. So that's considered our concrete wash area. That will be removed, obviously, when we're done. But in case everybody was wondering, we are not building a swimming pool right there.
Swim team.
All right, go ahead and get to the next one. That's just another image from the back there. Another image from the back. Yeah, that's where the sewer line actually goes. If you see some of those pipes, PVC pipes sticking up in the air. So we have a pipe going from that side of the building all the way to the woods over there. And so it'll go to septic tank there, and then it'll run along behind the curb and gutter and then go to the other side of the trees, which is where our septic field is gonna be. So this one's interesting. Yesterday, you was talking about the parade of heroes. We actually had our fire department involved yesterday. Our brush pile caught on fire. That happens at times, but wouldn't have thought it would have happened with all the rain that we've been having. So unfortunately, it caught on fire, but the fire department got there and took it out. And this morning they spread it out, lowered it. I'm hearing the higher you go, the more risk it could catch on fire. So no damage. It was just one of those deals where we just had to take care of some stuff there. So that's your little fire truck off to the left though. So they're already involved and on the project, and we're not even in the building yet. Yep. So that's it. So I thought that you guys get a treat, seeing
Very nice.
an aerial view of the project. So it's a huge site, as you can
Yeah, it is.
see. So but that's all I got. Any questions?
Very exciting. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Huffines. And then fundraising, we'll be looking to set up a meeting within the next month to get that kicked off and going. Any other comments about committees or committee meetings coming up? Good. Takes us to new business, the 23-24 academic calendar, Ms. Barakin.
There's our highlight right there, July 24th.
You have a date now?
Next school year. But this is the 23-24 school calendar. We've got a couple of families going ahead and asking for this, trying to get a vacation plan for next year. Our family's really good about trying to do things during our breaks, and we greatly appreciate that. So once you guys kind of take a look at this, see any errors, if we need to fix, please let me know. I've been very picky about the key or the legend, the colors of said calendar. Nina loves me for that, but trying to keep it exactly the same as the system that we use this year. So it's very familiar for you to know, okay, blue, that's academic breaks. The yellow is, non-student days, those kind of things. So, talking about, graduation dates, half days, just updates in general, continuing with our mental health days. Those have been really beneficial. And so just want you guys to take a look at this. We have over the required amount of hours. So, we were required to have 1025. We have some excess, which means snow days. Okay, so those are kind of built into the calendar ahead of time. So just take a look there. And if you guys approve, then we will get this posted to the website. But please let me know if you see any errors or any mistakes. You definitely always use extra sets of eyes.
Is that full day on the March 29th? Is that Good Friday?
I would,
Because it's a half day Thursday, full day Friday, and then the full next week.
I was gonna say, so half day right on Thursday, then off on that Friday, and then off that following week. Yeah. We'll say that. 2024 Sunday, March 31st.
Yes, so that would be Good Friday. Okay. I'm used to seeing that Friday completely gone before spring break.
Any questions on the calendar? Do I have a motion to approve the 23-24 academic calendar? Ms. Merrill, second. Ms. Lane, all in favor? Any other comments or questions regarding the open session items for this evening? If not, do I have a motion to move into closed session under general statute 143-18.11A5? Ms. Foster, second. Ms. Russell, all in favor? Please note that we're moving into closed session at 7:07 PM.